Liman went on to direct The Bourne Identity, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and Go, which we should totally watch on this club. Thanks, Movie Club. Go is a movie that came out in the late 90s. It's sort of a gritty, quirky, crime thriller comedy type thing. It comes from an era where a lot of movies were trying to be Pulp Fiction, which we're watching later. And this movie has a lot of similarities with the nonlinear format, 3 interconnected stories, ensemble cast, soundtrack, drugs, some other stuff. And as far as Pulp Fiction imitators go, this one is extremely good. I'm staying up late to do this review for you, Movie Club. My abiding memory for this movie is that when it first came out in the spring of '99, Entertainment Weekly gave it an A. I'm like, wow, really? I saw it later when it came out on DVD, and I liked it then. Maybe not an A movie for me, but good. There's the Pulp Fiction thing, but a couple parts also reminded me of Tarantino's other Reservoir Dogs. The scene where Breckenmeyer and Taye Diggs argue about the story about the contact lens. It was like in Dogs, where Mr. Orange has to memorize the story about the bathroom, and especially the little details. Like, you have to know the little details to make people believe that this happened to you. Also, when Zach and Adam were talking about the car accident, it's like, so she's either alive or she's dead. If she's alive, that guy probably shot her. So, even if she's alive, she's dead. Yeah. Just like in Dogs with either he's alive or he's dead, or the cops got him or they don't. That's not helping. Great cast going on here. Sarah Polley, the hero from Dawn of the Dead, is our protagonist for the first part. She's awesome. Rana is kind of mischievous and reckless and so forth. She goes to great lengths in this movie to earn enough money to pay her rent, including foiling a drug sting and stealing over-the-counter meds, which she then sells as real drugs. And she gets hit by a car. Rana was kind of a bad friend, too, leaving Katie Holmes behind with a drug dealer as collateral. That seemed kind of not okay. Everybody says Scott Wolf looks like Tom Cruise, which he did at the time, and I guess he still does. But when I look at him in this movie, I just kept thinking of John Barrowman, who I guess also looks... never mind. The second part has Desmond Askew and Taye Diggs. Taye Diggs kicks ass. I can never figure out why this cool black guy is hanging with these brain-dead Peckerwoods. And then again, I did love the running gag where everybody sees the black guy wearing the yellow dinner jacket and they assume he's a hotel employee. The car chase scene is pretty slick. Doug Liman's directed some good car chases. There were a few things I understood better now that I'm older. When Rhonda's at the apartment with the 2 actors and the cop, and she senses something off, great acting moment there. There's a shot to the inside of a van of people listening in. And this time I was like, oh yeah, they must be listening on the bug in Scott Wolf's pants. And the whole thing of the cop running the Amway type thing out of his house, I didn't understand that at all the first time, and I didn't get the point of it until Zach was like, I need to bathe in sin. I also laughed my ass off when Fichtner was, doing the whole routine with the right way to cuff a suspect. I see all these TV shows, and they never do it right. Pisses me off. There is one major drawback to this movie for me, and that is the soundtrack includes my least favorite song in the history of ever during the Vegas segment. I hate that song more than terrorists, rapists, and neo-Nazis combined. I have to just mute it and wait for it to pass, because otherwise I'll be sent into a murderous rage and break my computer just to make it stop. The good news is the soundtrack does also contain my favorite No Doubt song of all time, and that's basically the movie's theme song. Anyway, great movie, kick-ass movie. So glad we got to watch it in the club. Thanks, guys.